Greetings from the set of Metro and More at Metropolitan Community College, serving more than 50,000 students with over 120 programs at our 8 locations in the daytime, evening, weekends, or online. And I'm your host, Kent Pavelka. Welcome again to Metro and More of what you need to know about Metropolitan Community College. In this segment, we'll be discussing faculty development, supporting excellence in teaching. And our guests are Michelle Rule. Michelle is Faculty Development Coordinator and Health Information Technology Instructor. Did I get all that right? Mm-hmm. And Dallas Urisovich. Did I get that right?
Excellent.
Because the last time we were on, it was a different last name.
Yep.
As Dallas joins us too, she's a Faculty Development Coordinator and a Spanish instructor at the college. Like I said, you guys have both been on the show, but it's been a while, so welcome back.
Thank you.
And you've taken on these added responsibilities, right, since we all last chatted.
Correct, yep.
In our individual shows. Well, a little background then about each of you. Have you been at the college a long time, or?
I'm celebrating 10 years.
10 years.
Yep. I started out here as a Spanish instructor, and just this year, in the fall of 2015, I began as the Faculty Development Coordinator in conjunction with Michelle. So kind of wearing another hat, so to speak, and following my PhD studies in teaching, learning, and teacher education. So I enjoy working with fellow faculty.
Should we call you Dr. Urisovich, or?
Dallas is fine.
We could though, right?
You could.
That's very good, PhD. A little bit about your background.
I've been here about 10 years too.
Okay.
I started as an adjunct instructor and then became full-time a few years after that in the health information technology area. So I started working with faculty development about a year ago. So I'm into my second year with it now.
What is the overall structure of faculty development? It's not new, but I think at Metropolitan Community College, but there's more emphasis on it, right, than there hasn't been in the past. What's the history of it?
Well, we've had a faculty development department for probably a couple of decades or more, and it has changed and morphed a little bit over the years, but right now there are 4 people who are involved in the IFEX area, and each person kind of has a little bit of a different focus. So we have the Institute for Faculty Excellence, which is more what Dallas and I do.
That's IFEX.
IFEX.
That's the acronym. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We work on the planning and the coordinating and coming up with ideas for professional development that would be useful for faculty. And then there's the curriculum design studio piece of IFEX, and that is Cindy Catherwood, and she works with faculty on specific questions and needs that they have with regard to developing curriculum or editing it, changing it, enhancing it. Mm-hmm. And then the other piece is the CLEAR acronym, the Center for Learning Effectiveness and Research.
Assessment and Research.
Assessment and Research. I always forget half that acronym. And that is exactly what it says. So Lynn Bradman works with that, and she helps faculty figure out ways to assess their programs for effectiveness and come up with ways that can be improved. Mm-hmm. So,
I think that our viewers probably understand the concept of the college giving instructors and faculty tools and ways to improve what they're doing and to help them. But all this terminology is kind of inside the park. What does it all mean? I mean, these different areas of faculty development.
Well, I think it's great to be noted that all of us are still faculty. So we aren't full-time in faculty development. We all have our different areas that we come from. Mine's Spanish, health information here with Michelle, English for Cindy Catherwood, Lynn Bradman, psychology. So we all come from these varied backgrounds. We're still faculty. We maintain our faculty status while also splitting our time with the faculty development process. Mm-hmm. And so all of us work in conjunction. We meet every other Tuesday to work together and find ways in which we can reach faculty and essentially improve classes and improve programs.
That's the bottom line, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And how long has this kind of focus been going on with you for?
Boy, that's a good question. A long time, though.
Okay.
It's been a long time, back into the 90s, probably even before that, in some form or another.
One of the goals of instructional faculty development is to enhance the faculty's ability to provide quality teaching and learning. So what have you done to do that? Or what are you doing to do that?
Well, I think, obviously teaching and learning has evolved. We obviously now have a much greater emphasis on technology, on the various modes in which we teach, whether it be a face-to-face, a hybrid, 50% in the classroom, 50% online, or a completely online. And we're exploring even other options. I think that it's this evolution of learning that's going on, and I think in order to keep ourselves, the college, as well as the faculty up to speed with where teaching and learning is going, I think it makes our jobs critical in helping to serve those needs.
Do you serve mainly as a conduit, getting information from faculty about their needs and concerns and desires, and then up the food chain and then back down with resolving those things, or how does that work?
Well, I would say it works both ways. I mean, faculty do come to us with their needs and wants, but we also, go out there and try and find, what is the latest thing that's going on. We've got some resources. We subscribe to Magna, which is a publication that kind of is cutting edge in terms of, what's going on in teaching and learning circles. And so we try to impart some of that information just as, in order to introduce faculty to maybe things that they didn't think
Sure.
of, or ways, effective methods to be able to bring to their classroom and enhance, what they're currently doing.
I think our audience might find it kind of interesting to know what some of those things are that are new and evolving.
Well, Dallas, I think, mentioned flipped classrooms and kind of the change in the way that we teach, which kind of there's more of a focus toward giving students the opportunity to prepare for class and review some of the content for the course before they come into the classroom, and be prepared to then do some hands-on active learning within the classroom. And so some of the faculty development sessions and things that we're working on have to do with helping faculty figure out how to structure a course in that way. And get it all set up and find out, what works and good ways to do that. And we have kind of some neat things going on at the college now with changing the furniture in our classrooms in a way that supports active learning, so that tables and chairs can be moved around, and it's more conducive to group discussions and things like that. So
Kind of laboratory-esque.
yes,
Or ish.
yeah.
And it's interesting. It's kind of like introducing students to the real world, because in the real world, in your job, you do things at home at night to get ready for the next day,
Sure.
and then you do those things the next day, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the practical piece. And I think it really provides students with the opportunity to take ownership of their learning. I think before, students were very passive learners, and so they would come to class and hopefully absorb,
Yeah.
And it's not as effective. We've found that, by learning is by doing.
Yeah.
And so, if we can get them in the classroom and actually do the things, that are printed in the text or, out there, I think that's what, really, I guess, resonates with students, and it's something they can take away.
Yeah, and I would guess that without, computers, this would not work nearly as well.
Yeah, I think
know,
it's definitely enhanced
yeah.
it, for sure.
Because everybody's in front of their computer 24/7 anyway, doing something. You might as well be.
Well, and now
Applying
it's
yourself
the
to-
smart devices, I mean, it's,
Bring your own.
it is.
Sure, yeah. So what about the piece of supporting the faculty in not only their professional, but in their personal lives? That's kind of, isn't that part of the equation too?
Yeah, we work with the Training and Development Office, which supports mostly, staff at the college, but we work in conjunction with them too to offer other types of sessions for faculty. We have like personal safety classes. We have, classes that focus on technology and productivity and things like that. So we also have that, and then we have a leadership academy here at the college that is kind of a joint effort between faculty development and the staff development people, and that's a 9-month course that faculty or staff can apply for and participate in to personally, develop their leadership and leadership skills. So
Have you guys done that course?
I haven't.
helped
Yeah.
facilitate it.
Yeah, so you know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it helpful to faculty?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's great. The feedback that we've received from the participants has been really great, and from the administration as well. So,
I know you also have orientation pieces, right, to all this. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, we have the New Faculty Institute, where faculty, come to the college, and essentially this institute is where faculty are. It's an orientation, really, to what's going on at the college. How can faculty become part of the college and really integrate themselves? So how do they get on committees? Where do they go if they need this or that? And so it's kind of a neat opportunity for us to be able to work with faculty and really give them, a solid orientation that's longer than, a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
So
And is that at every campus or at the fort, or how does that work?
it's the cohort that comes on that year, that particular hiring year.
Yeah.
And so they'll all work together, and usually they meet at various campuses because each campus tends to offer different resources, and so they tend to meet at different campuses throughout the time in order to find out what's going on at each campus.
it's nice to orient them to those campuses too, and so I think a tour is part of that, and just learning where all the college services are at each campus is a piece of that orientation too, so it's kind of neat to move it around.
Definitely.
Talk about how you respond to the needs and requests of folks at the college, on the faculty, or the deans, whatever. I know, isn't that part of this also?
Definitely. We get emails all the time asking for, particular sessions, particular workshops. I got one the other day asking for some specific training in WordPress. And so, there was a group of faculty that would like some, additional training in WordPress. And so, I then can go out and find someone to teach this, or sometimes I'm given suggestions by the faculty. And so then we just kind of work with them in order to form, these particular workshops, and sometimes we open it up to, the entire campus population if it seems like something that, everyone would be interested in. Sometimes it's just, to that particular group if it's, very specific to their needs. But yeah, we work, that way with faculty. Deans, can often come with various needs for their faculty, wanting some additional training, because I think it's hard for faculty who work full-time.
Yeah.
And even the adjuncts, to balance it all, their coursework, their, all of their responsibilities in life, as well as to keep up to date with everything. So I think us being able to, offer that and be supportive of those faculty, I think is critical.
And some of the things that we try to do to support all faculty in a better way is to offer some evening classes and some online courses, and just to make things as accessible as possible. So Dallas mentioned the Magna resources that we have, and those are on demand, kind of like webinar type trainings that anybody that works for the college can access at any time.
Talking to Michelle and Dallas about faculty development and excellence in teaching at MCC. This will go by real fast, this half hour. So I want to make sure we cover everything, because I got a million questions here for you. What do you want folks to know, both our viewers and maybe even faculty watching that who may not know all the details here?
Well, I would say, as I said before, that it's really tailored around faculty needs and wants. And so I think that we really want to hit home on that, because, those who don't understand that maybe and think that, we're just this group that, puts these things out, and, if you want to, great. If not, I mean, we're here to adapt to, those needs and wants of our faculty. And I think that's important. And I think that, any way we can serve faculty, I think that's our goal.
Yeah, and we survey faculty periodically and really appreciate the feedback that we get, and we really use that to come up with sessions and trainings that are the most applicable to what faculty want and what they feel like they need. One of the things that's probably unique about community college instructors is that many of us are subject matter experts, and we come to the college ready to teach with this rich subject area knowledge, but we don't necessarily have an education and background. And so much of the faculty development offerings that we have relate to teaching methods.
Techniques.
Yeah, teaching
Yeah.
methods.
So to a degree, maybe not all the faculty understands, they pick up the phone and talk to us, right? Is
Oh,
that kind of
definitely.
the message?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And is that the way to best do it, to get a hold of you, to just phone you or
Phone or
email you?
email, yeah,
Okay, we've got
definitely.
all the details on that. So I'm going to just go ahead with some questions I had. I know you've got, did we talk about faculty development days? Is that a program that is important here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do two specific days. Once at the opening of the fall quarter, and once at the opening of the spring quarter. And I mean, it's a series of opening activities, usually a week. In the spring, it's a little bit more modified. But we do have a faculty development day dedicated to, typically we'll bring in a keynote speaker. For example, this spring, we're going to bring in a keynote speaker, followed by some sessions related to that speaker. And then the afternoon usually is a bunch of breakout sessions. And these breakout sessions, they run, from noon till, sometimes 10 o'clock at night in order to accommodate everybody's schedule. But these breakout sessions can be offered by faculty and staff at the college. Sometimes there's some outside speakers that come in, but they tend to be, usually an hour in length and varied topics. Sometimes people come to us with topics.
Are these the PETS courses you're talking about?
No, these are just, I don't know, Michelle.
Just kind of a
how'd you-
list. Once in a while we offer a couple of PETS courses during that day, but primarily it's across the board what we have. So the Instructional Design Services group offers several breakout sessions typically that day, and it can include, one of the courses that they offer is free and cool web tools to use in your classroom. We have somebody who does a session on classroom management. Last fall we had an academic advisor come in and do a session for faculty, kind of explaining to faculty about some changes that had happened recently in advising, which is really helpful for us as instructors to kind of know how all that process works, because sometimes our students come to us with advising questions, and so that was really helpful. Some other things, some other technology related classes. Blackboard is the learning management system that we use here for our online and hybrid and web enhanced classes, and so there are some Blackboard sessions that are offered during that afternoon too for faculty who want to brush up or learn more about the features that Blackboard offers.
And the nice thing is faculty get to pick and choose,
Yeah.
what they would like to attend. So if some session, really appeals to them, then they're able to attend that, whereas maybe another one doesn't apply to their particular area.
Perfect. What about the PETS courses? Now those are those throughout the year?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
it's a series of 10 classes, and they don't necessarily build upon one another, they're more topical, but so
You can jump in
they're-
anywhere you want.
You can, and they're offered at various times in various campuses throughout the year.
PETS
So-
short for practice excellent teaching. What are faculty learning communities?
So that's where, for example, a faculty member in the English department maybe meets with the rest of the department and says, you know what, I think it would be great if we got together as English faculty and we worked on this particular topic or this particular, component of curriculum development or something like that. And so we'll support that by maybe helping organize that for them, like location, and offering a small stipend for them to participate in that. So they really drive it.
That transcends one-on-one issues and help
Yeah.
groups of people.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. We touched on the fact that obviously classes are now available online. What about online teaching? Do you help with that?
Definitely. I mean, that's where, you know, we talked about those Magna webinars. Magna's very big into technology and the use of technology.
Because I've never taken a class online. I can't. How does it work?
We can set you up.
Yeah, well, Lord knows I could use there'd be a number of topics that I could benefit from. But
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things where I think, there's a unique population that is best served by that. And so, we try to offer, I guess, support and methodologies that are effective in the online realm, because it doesn't necessarily, all pedagogy doesn't transcend from the classroom in a face-to-face environment to online. So I think, we have to modify some of those techniques, and so being able to provide, workshops and trainings and webinars in order to help, faculty adapt, to the online world, I think is important. And so that's kind of, I think, how we try to service, all of our faculty, whether they're teaching in a face-to-face, hybrid, or an online environment.
mm-hmm. So how do you feel the program here to assist faculty compares to other institutions, other community colleges, other maybe four-year institutions around this area? Are we doing unique things here, or what's your view of it all?
We've had the opportunity to participate with some other local area colleges on their board. There's actually kind of a regional group of people that get together from four-year institutions and community colleges quarterly usually, and we get together and kind of talk about what we are all doing. And yeah, of course there are some unique things happening at the different colleges, but in general we're sort of kind of, we have the same goal, and so we pretty much are going in the same direction as far as, just supporting our teachers. That's why we all exist, so.
Alice, did you want to add something?
Yeah, no, I was, just to kind of, go with that, I think the one unique thing that I found, at least at Metro, is, as I said before, we are faculty still. So we're in the classroom just like those, faculty we're serving. And so
That's kind of different elsewhere?
it is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there are separate, bodies where people are full-time to only do faculty development, and that's how they're hired.
And then you end up with faculty saying, what do they know? They've never been in the classroom.
That's
Or it's been
exactly
it's
right.
been 10 to 15
Yeah.
years, or
Yeah.
I think you can lose touch, and so I think that's really what's unique about us, is being able to
Yeah.
still be in the trenches, as they say, with who we're serving.
Yeah. And that's consistent with the grand picture of community college. You've got so many faculty who are in the field.
Right.
Exactly.
That's cool. What else do you want to, where is all this headed? What are you focusing on right now, and what do you think you'll be focusing on in the near future and down the line as in terms of assisting faculty development?
Well, it seems, I obviously came on in the fall, but it seems like this, particular area of the college is growing and developing, and we're being supported, with all the growth that's happening here at Fort. We're looking at possible spaces to be able to do some of this training and development. And so it's really an exciting time, I think, for our area, because, as I said, we're being supported, we're being encouraged, and we've got a lot of, new things going on with teaching and learning where, I think it's always new and exciting to be able to share with, with our colleagues.
Yeah, I ditto that. I agree.
So when you talk about the potential to have spaces, I take it right now you don't?
We have a small office, but it's
Yeah.
not, capable of obviously having trainings there, so we tend to go out,
Yeah.
to other places. But it'd be great to have, a dedicated space. And so, as these, different things are going on the campus in terms of building new buildings and that, they're talking about, possibly getting us,
Good.
some space. So that's exciting.
I think our viewer, go ahead, you were going to say something?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, along those lines, one of the cool things about that is, so eventually, if we do get some space that is dedicated to faculty development, one of the things that we've talked about doing in that space is creating like a model classroom with some of that
Yeah.
movable furniture that we discussed, so that we can model the active learning, and the professional development sessions that take place there can really be practical and hands-on and useful and kind of real world
Yeah.
application.
And
So-
again, that's consistent with a lot of what happens at a community college. You know,
Yeah.
you get your hands on things.
Yeah.
I think our viewers would be interested in knowing what are the common things you hear from faculty as far as problems and desires, and what are they concerned about right now that they'd like to see resolved, or is there any is it all over the place?
I mean, I think it's kind of all over the place, but I mean, it was, it could be something as simple as cell phone use in the classroom. We had a great dialogue, several months back, which, started from a blog post from that Magna site that we talked about, and it was about cell phone use in the classroom, and everyone kind of jumped in on different, ways in which they deal with, cell phone use, because obviously cell phones aren't just
Cell phones.
Now they're smartphones, and the access and technology, and so it was a great discussion because everybody dealt with it differently.
What is the concern about not being able to come up with information too easily because it's on the internet, or on the other hand, utilizing those tools?
I think it's both, and I think then you've got the it's a distraction, or how it's amazing all the different problems, as well as obviously resources that can come
Yeah.
from your little
Sure.
cell phone. But
Yeah, it's like the guy I work with when I'm doing Nebraska basketball games. We're broadcasting the game, and 90% of the time he's over there texting other people. It's like, how can you do this?
Yeah.
But people can do that. People have developed the ability to be different places and
Well, they
in a
kind of
conversation.
think so, but maybe they're not exactly as focused as they think
All
they
the
are.
jokes about eating dinner, and
Right.
texting the person across from you,
Right.
Yeah.
That's very cool. We've got about a minute left. Anything you'd like to add to our discussion that you want people to know about faculty development, excellence in teaching?
I was thrilled to be part of it. I think it's a really important piece of faculty support here at the college, and so I feel lucky to be part of the group and to continue to try to come up with ideas and serve the faculty population the best that we can.
Good.
Yeah,
Dallas?
I echo those statements. I think it's nice to be able to have that at the college, as well as just have the ability to participate in it and hopefully add my 2 cents.
You did. We just added 30 minutes. 30 minutes of 2 cents. A great job. Thanks for what you do. Appreciate
for
it,
having
Dallas.
us.
Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah.
And thank you for being with us again on Metro and More. Our goal is to better acquaint you with the mission, the reach, and the leadership of the college. I'm Kent Pavelka for Metropolitan Community College. If you have comments or questions about the program, please email us at metrovision@mccneb.edu. Thanks for watching.
This has been a MetroVision production produced by Metropolitan Community College.